I too, Brian, I don't burn bridges. I blow them up, man. Make sure nobody can get back to me. Our book says a body burned by alcohol doesn't recover overnight, nor does depression or twisted thinking vanish in a twinkling. My depression and twisted thinking about any situation vanishes when my concept of God's power is sufficient for my circumstances at the time. And the problem is I haven't been through a lot of things in life and had to put it in God's hands, but I can come here and talk to people who have. There's a lot of good ways around that. And I heard a guy say the other day, God's like the sun. When we walk outside, he's going to shine on you. He's not going to go, hey, John, you're too skinny, and I don't like the color of your skin. I'm not going to shine on you. He's always there. And for me today, in any circumstance, I can just choose to not look for God's will. I have all the tools to do it. Laid at my feet by my sponsor to find God's will for my life in all situations. And, I couldn't see the good in a great Christian woman getting a brain tumor. I proved that when I thought about that by skewing my perception of reality with as many chemicals as I could and try to function in society. And I failed just like everyone else. And I was able to see her freedom from her bondage when it was over. Once I exhausted all my reasons why it never should have happened that were out of my control in the first place, man. And I completely gave up on God in all that. And it was over. And that's when my full spiritual malady came into effect. Fast forward, 12 steps, working the program with my sponsor the way he tells me to. Page 100, when we look back, we realize the things we put into God's hands were better than we ever could have planned. I never knew that 18 years of sitting at onelook.com, which is an online thesaurus, because I wanted to be the best songwriter in the world. I made every single word to every single song absolutely perfect, and I built a vocabulary. I did not realize I was going to be a writer for 3 YouTube channels. All these things that I did all this time, God keeps giving me back as my gift to use in a different way now. It's, these experiences I have when I stop and look at what God's doing right now, He's taking everything I have and using it for His glory, not for my story. But I have to give Him everything first. And the ability to find a silver lining is hard to come by, and it takes time for me to trust in those types of things. They say God is good all the time. I didn't believe that. But I'm about 99% there on that one. And, after reading the Bible, like my sponsor asked me to do, because he was a spiritual person, and I was too, I found out God's leading cause of death, man. And I can't worry too much about it. Being dead's probably okay. Getting dead might suck.